Thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. We hope your experience is fruitful. Please feel free to visit our website to find out how you can join our growing family. While we are loading your experience, please do us a quick favor and hit that like button from whichever platform you're watching or listening on. Also, share so others may enjoy as well. And we hope you would consider hitting that subscribe or follow button so you can check out more of our amazing content. All right, let's start the show.
Hey, y'all, what's going on? Welcome to the Daryl Walter Show. How y'all doing? Ooh, let me get this little, is that a shadow right there? All right, welcome to the Daryl Walter Show. How's everybody doing? I am your host, Daryl Walter, or DW. You can follow me on social media on Instagram at I am Daryl Walter, on TikTok, and all the social media platforms across the board. Welcome, everybody. I have missed y'all. I have missed y'all so much. I hope everybody is having a good week out there. Listen, I know some of you are chiming in right now. Do me a favor. Go ahead and click like. Go ahead and share this video. Hello, my sister, Michelle. This is going to be, yes, you made it just in time because I love spending time with you too. This show is going to be amazing. First of all, because my skin is giving life and my hair is hearing today, y'all. We are going to talk about what has went viral, because there's a lot that has went viral, and we're also going to be talking about who is Daryl Walter, because I realize I haven't introduced myself to y'all the way that I should. Okay, we have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to go over. I'm excited about the Daryl Walter Show, and I'm excited in the direction that we are going. Why? Because I plan on creating content that's going to cause you to think, that's going to cause you to really look inward, that's going to encourage you, that's going to uplift you. It's going to cause you to question sometimes. Okay, you may not like me some days, but you're going to understand me. We're going to grow together, y'all. So let's just get straight up into it. One, I want to first start off by saying happy birthday to Hope Giselle. Can we pull that picture up? First of all, Kwame, I thought that was Mary J. Blige. When it first came up, I said, "Oh, Mary got a new Mary's body is bodying." I said, "No, that's Hope. That's Hope Giselle." And I wanted to shout her out, one, because I just admire her and love her. I want to tell my Hope Giselle story. And hopes one day, listen, Hope, if you see that, just know I just think you're awesome. And welcome to, well, I ain't in my 30s, but welcome to your 30s. Okay, dirty, flirty, and all of the above. I first discovered Hope on Clubhouse during the pandemic. Right, Michelle, she's oozing. I discovered Hope on Clubhouse during the pandemic. And when I heard her voice, I was in a room, and one of the hosts was like, okay, Hope, thank you. Chill out for a second. And baby, when I tell you Hope cleared the room and made her point, and not just loud, she wasn't loud, but she was direct and confident. And watching her elevation and evolution into this beauty right here, I just want to say, Hope, you are amazing. You are an inspiration. You are a light. Continue to fight the good fight and continue to just be the amazing, beautiful light. Shine bright and shine even brighter. So on behalf of the Daryl Walter Show, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Yeah. Happy birthday, Hope. We love her here. We just love Hope. Let's just move on. And the picture is just, I saw the picture. I said, well, okay, Renaissance. Okay, Renaissance. Just beautiful. Let's get into what went viral. What went viral? Because I ain't seen y'all in a few weeks. And I want to give my perspective. Let's Cardi B. Baby, y'all saw Cardi B. Cardi B is going to be charged with battery. Okay. If you've been hiding under a rock, then maybe you missed my Boricua sister slugging a mic at the young lady. And a lot of people, even I was one of those people who was like, yes, get her. She came for you, you come for her, and you get her. But then I had time to think about it. First, let's get into this clip, y'all, because this is good. Okay, let's play that clip for me.
There's new shocking information about this viral Cardi B situation that has fans divided. It's King Asante, and let's talk about it. As we know, Cardi B went viral for throwing a microphone at a fan after a fan threw a drink at her while performing. Many fans felt very bad for Cardi B and were supporting her. Now there's a new clip before the situation happened. It really just changed this whole entire conversation. She apparently asked the crowd to throw water at her. And I'm not exactly sure how much time was between both these situations, but it kind of has changed the conversation because she was asking fans to throw water at her. Currently, she is a suspect for battery after, the woman that got the microphone thrown at her reported her to the police.
So here's the thing. I was Team Cardi, and I'm still Team Cardi. Howsoever, does the offense deserve what she got? And let's look at the bigger picture and the lesson in all of this, y'all. So many times I notice a lot of people, when somebody upsets them, the automatic response is, she said this, I'm gonna beat her butt. He did this. When I see him, it's on site. And I think the bigger question is, the lady threw water on her. Okay. And then I saw another clip where she profusely apologized. I think if somebody had checked the mic at me, I'd apologize also. But also knowing that, listen, I don't know when Cardi gonna get that money from Tasha K the way things are going. It's gonna be sooner than later, but I don't think it's gonna be this year. I think one of the things we have to recognize is that every situation does not require physical abuse. And the bigger picture is we have to learn to better manage our emotions. Listen, I'm bad about it. I get it. I was there too. But a lot of times we get so caught up in what somebody says to us that we want to react with the physical. And everything doesn't require a physical reaction, baby. I hope this is a lesson learned for Cardi. Because what I think is she needs to learn the lesson of just, baby, keep your hands to yourself. You ain't got to throw something at somebody every time, especially with water. Because let's think about it. It's water. Did she die? Did it change the check that she was getting paid? And let's be honest, now we know she lip syncs. Now we know she lip syncs. Look at that hair. That's new growth right there. That's neither here nor there, but I thank God for new growth. Everything doesn't require, but some things do. Choose accordingly. And here's the thing. I want us to choose accordingly from our future and not from our present. That's going to resonate with some people. Choose from your future, not from your present. Choose from who you're going to be. Some people are going to catch that. Anyways, I wish the best for Cardi. I think one of the things she should focus on from here on out is not lip syncing. Because baby, as soon as that water hit her, all we heard was Cardi singing over the speaker, but not on the mic. Now, come on, Cardi. Come on, girl. We were rooting for you. And we still rooting for you, but that's not the way. Okay, we're going to get through this. Summer Walker and Little Meech. Let's just move on to this mess of a situation because it's a mess. Recently, Summer Walker was online and she confirmed the breakup between her and actor-rapper Lil Meech. Now, Summer is 27. Lil Meech is 22. Summer is an Aries. Lil Meech is a Taurus. A disaster already. That ain't nothing but friendship. Here's the thing. I love Summer Walker, and I love her glow up. You know, she got Tiana Taylor doing her concerts. You know, she's actually staying for the whole show without having a meltdown. But here's the thing with Summer. And here's the thing with some of y'all, because we be so quick to blame the other person without taking an inventory of how we played a part in the whole situation. Oh, y'all don't hear me. She told us in session 32, you don't know what love is unless you put up a fight. And you don't know what love is. That's what Summer Walker said. Here's the thing. And then somebody had the Ring camera that showed Little Meech going into the apartment, and Little Meech said, I was helping my cousin get groceries. Here's the thing. Whoever released that Ring camera footage is just whack. Is whack beyond belief. But also, Summer, I love you, and I think you are beautiful. But baby, you got to go to therapy, and you got to figure out why you keep attracting the same mess over and over again. One thing for certain, two things for sure, we're going to get a banging album out of this. Now, I hate to be the one to do that, but Summer Walker is our new Mary J. Blige. So we're going to get some good music out of this. But I want Summer to start creating healthy boundaries. I think this is something if we were to be honest, I think if Summer were to be honest, I think she saw the signs a long time ago. But as Eve said, love is blind. Love is blind. Anyways, I wish Summer the best. I hope she keeps her relationships out of social media from here on out because it's a mess. Hey, Dr. Holt, how you doing? Lady tell you years ago, if a man does not beat you, he does not love you. Run. But see, that's that old school thinking. That is that old school, half a man is better than no man type mentality. And I have compassion for Summer Walker because I think that a lot of times we operate, this is my thought, this is just my whole humble opinion. 99.9% of the time, a lot of the issues that we face as adults come from childhood. So I'm wishing Summer Walker healing energy. You know, we get some good music. And listen, stay single for a while, baby. Don't stay single for a while. It won't hurt nobody. Okay? Let's just move from that because I just had to go over that. But and let this be a lesson to people out there. Okay? If your shata says something ain't right about this, just go on and walk away or tread light. But see, a lot of times we ignore the signs and still go on because we think, oh, they different this time. Little Meech is 22 and he gives fuckboy energy. Can I say fuckboy on here? Because that's what he's giving. Okay. I wanted to get through that story because these last two stories, let's just get into it. Lizzo, the plus size world star budding icon. Budding icon Lizzo. Let me pull all my notes out. Listen, I didn't even type my notes for this one. I had to write it out, baby. Okay. So this Lizzo situation, in my opinion, is very Ellen-esque. What I mean by that, it's reminiscent of the Ellen Show allegations, okay? So recently, Lizzo is being sued by her dancers. Listen, let's just get into it, because Kwame, so there are 9 complaints. There are 9 complaints in this entire litigation. Some of the complaints are all the dancers against all the people. When I say all the people, that means the producers, Lizzo, and the dance captain, Shirlene Quigley. A name like Shirlene already sounds like a mess. You already know, but keep those 3 people in mind. So let's go over the 9 complaints. Y'all pay attention to this because this is going to be good. Number 1, hostile work environment. Okay. Number 2, Failure to provide and or prevent hostile work environment. Number 3, religious harassment. Number 4, failure to provide and or remedy religious harassment. Number 5, racial harassment. Number 6, disability discrimination. Number 7, y'all hear me out on this, intentional interference with perspective economics. Number 8, assault. And number 9, false imprisonment. Listen, y'all, this is deep. This does not look good for Lizzo and her team. There's a lot of old videos resurfacing, but let's just get into it. First of all, most of these allegations are against the dance captain, Shirlene Quigley. Shirlene Quigley, according to the dancers, was extremely religious. She was inappropriate with the dancers and extremely strict with the dancers. According to the dancers, they said that she was extremely religious and she was anti, how do I say, self-pleasuring, but she would make jokes about how she accidentally self-pleasured herself. The dancers knew about her deep, dark fantasy, which included 10 eggplants around her. Also, man, this is terrible. The racial harassment comes from the production staff, which was mostly okay. And what they claim is that the Black dancers were treated unfairly compared to the other dancers. Okay. Let's see. Lizzo took the dancers to the red light district, and some of them felt uncomfortable, but because they felt pressured to participate in this dancing show because they would get preferential treatment, they participated in this dance. This dance included bananas in women's vaginas that they caught in their mouth. When they got back from the European part of the tour, Lizzo was so upset that she made all the dancers re-audition again. Yeah. She apparently told the dancers that dancers get fired for being too big and too fat. The dancers knew all of this because she shared all of this with them. She was very inappropriate according to the documents. Okay. I mean, let's see. The false imprisonment includes one of the young ladies. She would record the meetings and stuff because she said she had a learning disability where she had to record stuff so she could re-listen to it again. According to the documents, Lizzo and her team found out she was recording and held her into the room until they found all the recordings and deleted them, y'all. This is pretty bad. Man. Hey, Cocktail Hour, we talking about Lizzo right now. What else is there? One of the dancers felt that Lizzo was going to hit her when they approached her about this is all documented. This is all documented, y'all. This is all out there. This is alleged, but this is documented. One of the dancers felt that Lizzo was going to physically assault her when she approached her about how she fired the dancers publicly and embarrassed them. Let's see. One of the dancers was a virgin, and as soon as the dance captain, Shirlene, found out about that, she was obsessed with it and talked about virginity all of the time. Y'all, listen, this is, if I were Lizzo, I wouldn't say anything. Shirlene Quigley was extremely religious to the point it made everyone feel uncomfortable. Lizzo crossed the lines, and here's why Lizzo crossed the lines. At the end of the day, Lizzo is the employer, and those are her employees. And a lot of times in certain businesses, we blur the lines, especially when it comes to creative and artistic events. No, but here's the thing. It wasn't Lizzo. It was her dancer, y'all. Kwame, put from some of the comments up because I can't see all of them. But here's the thing, y'all. Lizzo crossed the line because until, having your dancers do things outside of the work environment, at the end of the day, it's still work. And there are rules and regulations and laws that cover and guide those who are working, right? So for Lizzo to have them participate and have them feel pressure to participate in these outside events that were more sexual, Lizzo's not going to say anything. There are people who are corroborating these girls' stories. People are corroborating this. People are saying that it is true. I will say this. I think that Lizzo has a lot of pressure on her, being a plus size woman, enduring all of that bullying and stuff. Oh, and let's talk about this. Let's talk about the big one, baby. When Beyonce don't support you no more, what is there to like? So let's show the clip. Lizzo at the concert. Baby Lizzo was getting her life, and Beyonce, you see it. Look, Lizzo felt that. Yes, Lizzo. Baby, after the allegations came out, let's show the next clip. Badu, 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 badu. Listen, I feel Beyonce. I want no parts of it. I want no parts of it. I am not mentioning your name. I am not saying anything because Beyonce and Lizzo must separate for a while until all of this is situated. I will say this in closing with Lizzo. It is so hard for us to separate the truth from our celebrity favorites. And Lizzo is one of my celebrity favorites. She is an underdog that rose to the top. We've watched her endure so much from bullying, rising above everything to be this amazing megastar. But what I do think also is that hopefully this will be a lesson to her to make better decisions in regards to her team, in regards to employer-employee relationships. They take your close friends to catch a banana out of a hoo-ha. You don't take the dancers. I don't care how cool, because some of those, and what I'm seeing and what's coming about, in artistic places, when it comes to creatives, a lot of times the lines can get blurred between personal and professional relationships. And I think, in my opinion, this is what I'm going to go on the record and say. I think this is a case of that. Let's be clear that a lot of these allegations are against the producers and the dance captain. But at the end of the day, Lizzo is the one that chose and hired all of these people. So do I think she will get through this? Absolutely. But man, it's going to be tough as hell because these allegations are deep and troubling. Let me just add on the fat shaming, which is oxymoronic in itself. Prayers to Lizzo because this is not looking good right now. And I know we are uncomfortable because it's Lizzo, but listen. I just wish her the best. And lastly, let's just pull up the picture of O'Shea Sibley. This beautiful, bright light, 28-year-old O'Shea Sibley was on his way home with his friends from a birthday party, and they were at a gas station. They didn't have their shirts on, and O'Shea, being a dancer, a phenomenal dancer, and part of the ballroom community, he was dancing in the gas station parking lot. A 17-year-old young man was offended by his dancing because of his Muslim beliefs. And in their arguing, that got out of control to the point that even the gas attendant could not separate the fight. The young man unalived O'Shea. Let's go ahead and play the clip.
Was experiencing that hate crime, we will find the person responsible.
That statement about the killing of dancer O'Shea Sibley from Mayor Eric Adams on Monday had two key points: that this was a hate crime and that the person accused of the killing will be brought to justice. At this point, the suspect is still not officially in police custody. Detectives have said it's a 17-year-old male seen in surveillance video in a confrontation with Sibley, and minutes later stabbing him fatally outside of this gas station and convenience store on Avenue P and Coney Island Avenue in Midwood, Brooklyn. Sibley was 28 years old and is being remembered by many as a rising star in the dance world of New York, where he was featured with the Alvin Ailey Dance Company and in works at Lincoln Center.
His movement is going to make him a star on a world tour at Madison Square Garden, not get him something marginal. And then all that hope gets taken away from me.
Let me say this. Before I say anything, I've always said this, and I truly believe an injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And prior to his killing, his unaliving, there have been hateful conversations between real women and transgender women. There have been hateful conversations in regards to the LGBT community. And there has just been a hateful rhetoric that has been like coming over all of us. And I think those conversations, that energy that builds up, leads to things like this, leads to feeding the energy of hate, of people physically harming people because they have differences. And this breaks my heart. I want to say to everyone out there that we have got to start coming together, because when I see O'Shea, I see me. And when I see any minority, a Black woman being marginalized, a trans person being marginalized, so many people losing their life because of who they are authentically. This has got to stop. And what I believe how it stops, it starts with us and what we are bringing into the world. And it's really time for us, one, to stand together. Justice for O'Shea Sibley. He did not deserve this. And I will go on record that the 17-year-old needs to be tried and charged as an adult. And he needs to be arrested, because as of right now, no one is in police custody. The 17-year-old has not been arrested yet. And we need to stand together. I'll find some information and put it on my Facebook page and put it on my social media, how we can rally together to bring justice to O'Shea. Also, I want to say, I believe when it comes to the LGBT community, when it comes to trans people, when it comes to those who are marginalized, that for whatever reason or another, we don't stand with them. We don't make a big deal. We don't share about this. We don't talk about this. I've seen comments of, well, he shouldn't have been dancing in the parking lot and he shouldn't have been doing this. Doesn't matter. The same way a woman doesn't deserve to be raped because she's wearing a skirt is the same reason that this young man, he should still be here and he should be living his best life. And he should be allowed to have the freedom to dream and let those dreams come true. And it hurts my heart and it saddens me that this bright light has been put out way too soon. And my heart pleads with all of you watching this, that I hope you take a stance, that I hope somewhere in your community that you become the light and not participate in negative conversations, not contribute to the angry energy that is out there in the world, in the name of O'Shea, in the name of so many others whose light has been snuffed out way too soon. So if we can, as we go to commercial break, I want to take a moment of silence to remember this young man, this amazing light, this rising star, gone way too soon.
This episode is sponsored in part by Bullet and Flight Radio. Get ready to uplift your spirit with Bullet and Flight Radio, the world's leading progressive Christian radio station. Experience the vibrant fusion of gospel house music and a rich medley of inspiration from all musical genres that'll make your heart soar. Join their extraordinary lineup of today's trailblazers, visionaries, and voices that matter, all sharing their stories and wisdom. Stay plugged in around the clock as they broadcast unmissable content 24/7. Your go-to station for all things inspiring. Become a pilot today by visiting bulletandflightradio.com. Bullet and Flight Radio. Your story, our station. Step away from the chaos and noise of your daily life. Experience moments for yourself that are calm, serene, and full of peace. A necessary respite to foster growth within you, because self-care should be luxurious. Lux and Noir.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to the Daryl Walter Show. Listen, I am nervous. I am excited. No, I'm not excited. I'm just nervous. My heart is beating fast because I realize that I've never truly shared who I am. You know, you see me smiling, you see my TikTok videos, you see what I share, right? And I realize I don't think you all know all of who I am. My therapist once told me that authenticity is vulnerability with the risk. Authenticity is vulnerability with the risk. It is taking the risk to be vulnerable and be open, not knowing what the other side will bring. Many of you know I was born in Canada. I grew up in the suburbs of California, Rancho Cucamonga. For all intent purposes, from the outside, everything has been perfect and everything looks good. If you see me, you will see me walking down with a smile. If you see me around, I am a positive person. I am a light. I try to be. I'm not perfect all the time, but there's so much more to me. And there are parts of me that I have been apprehensive to share out of fear. Out of fear. I'll be honest. I am a dancer. Okay, Michelle got it right. I will dance. Don't you fool yourself. I got a tiptoe tap in me. But in addition to that, I am someone who is a survivor of abuse, including church abuse. I am someone who has made a lot of mistakes. I am someone who has overcome a lot. I want to start by saying a huge thank you to Sophia Weiss. As many of you know, I did a interview documentary with filmmaker Sophia Weiss last year, and the second part of the interview came out. I say thank you to Sophia because what I thought was going to an interview to just talk about my TikTok reels and talk about my singing and, you know, lighthearted stuff turned into a platform where I was able to be vulnerable, take the risk of being authentic, and share who I really am. And I mean, Sophia Wellman. I said Wellman. Who is Sophia Weiss? Listen, Wellman. Don't ask me who Weiss is. Freudian slip. Thank you, friend. Sophia Wellman. Type it in, go to YouTube, Sophia Wellman. Now back to me being serious. She provided a platform to be vulnerable and authentic with a risk. So what I want to first do is show this clip. There's part of me that is still scared of the judgment a little bit. So I had to do what I felt was right and tell everyone myself so that I could take the power back from that. And maybe even in this moment, I'm taking the power back. let's talk about it. That particular story happened at my mother's funeral. I'm going to tell this story because I want you guys to go over to YouTube and I want you all to go over and watch Sophia Wellman. I don't know who Sophia Weiss is. There's somebody, I don't know. Maybe I want to be wise because I got that in my spirit. But Sophia Wellman, an amazing filmmaker, tells the story of so many people from different walks of life who have overcome religious trauma, who have overcome difficulties growing up, and have developed and blossomed into the beautiful people that they are. And I am one of those stories. So what I want to do is tell you a story, one, to entice you to go over and watch that video because it is some of my best work, I think, content that's out there, and some of Sophia's best work. But also, I know there are so many people who can relate to the story. My mother passed in 2014. And when my mother passed, I had to go back to Canada to bury my mom. I did everything. I did everything from writing the obituary to picking out the outfit to meeting with them. I mean, everything. Many of you don't know, many of you do know, and I don't talk about him a lot. I have an older brother. I have an older brother. We are 10 years apart. We have not talked since my mother's funeral. And growing up, my brother was extremely abusive. He was so abusive to the point I've been locked in the basement. Um, there's been physical things, and there's just been a lot of stuff that is why I'm in therapy. And one of the things that he did to me was at my mother's funeral, um, he forced me to come out to my family and tell them about my HIV status. And it was something that I held on to for a long time. It was something that my mom was the only person who really knew about it. Um, for me, I'm a long term survivor. I've been HIV positive for 20 years. And it is something that I held on to for a long time. It is something that I felt ashamed about. And it's something that I felt ruined my life. So a lot of times when you saw me drinking to a crazy amount, a lot of times when you saw me so angry and so hurt, that was a lot of the reason. Talking about this truth, sharing this moment with you all, I've wanted to do for a long time. And for a long time, I couldn't. I know a lot of people say, well, Daryl, what's the big deal? When you grow up Kojic, when you grow up half Caribbean, when you grow up with so much shame, right? When my brother did that to me, it sealed the deal in how he truly felt about me. Because one of the things with my brother is that I was actually planning on telling him and I wanted his support. And I realized I didn't have his support, you know. Um, this journey, I thank God that I'm very healthy and that God has kept me. But it's been, I'll say this, the real truth is, when I was growing up, I always knew I wanted to do music. I always knew I wanted to be in entertainment. And I was actually doing that. I was signed to a record deal. I've been singing background. I've been in plays. I've done a lot. And when I received the diagnosis, it's like everything had went out the window. I felt like at the time, I'm just telling you, and this is trigger warning, but a lot of my friends walked away from me. And even when I had to tell my brother, I had to tell my family about my status, everyone said it was okay, but I haven't talked to them since then. And I'm sharing this story, one, because I want to thank Sophia for giving me the platform and creating a space for me to gain the courage to share my story. I want to thank Dr. Dante Morrison for always being an example, being someone I could look up to, because I always felt like what he's doing, I could never. But now I'm in a position where I want to help people. I want people to see this story and hopefully it helps them somehow in some way. Yeah. Woo. Let's take a deep breath. It was a roadblock for me. It was a roadblock for a lot of things. And actually, when I went to do the interview with Sophia, everything was going good. Everything was going well. And we had hit this roadblock because one of the stories were wrapped around my HIV status. And it was something that I just could not get out. And when I look back on it, and when I look back on growing up, I realized how much religion and church had affected me to a place where where I carried where I carried such a shame and such an embarrassment, you know. And I know that there are people out there who are in a position where they feel like they're alone, you know. One, because I know how, because I felt alone, you know, and I know that there are people who feel like no one understands you and that maybe no one cares or no one can really get what you are going through and where you are, right? And for me, there have been many times where I just carried this weight. Don't ask me why, but I just carried this weight of shame. I carried a weight of not being good enough. You know, my several suicide attempts of not wanting to be here. And I really even, I'll be honest with you, I had people, thank you. Okay. And I had people who even encouraged me not to share my story. I had pastors, I had religious people who said, don't share it, don't bleed on the internet. But I realized that at the end of the day, what I want to be is my true, authentic self, right? I want to be truly happy. I want to have the healthiest relationships. I want to have a beautiful relationship. And I think part of that is living into your truth. Part of that is just being authentic. And part of that is just learning to love yourself unconditionally. And I think that we live in a world where that's not encouraged, right? Social media, Instagram, and TikTok encourages us to show a reality that doesn't exist. Um, and I want to show all aspects of reality, you know. Woo. Let me get back to my notes, okay? Because I'm all over the place. Yeah. I don't know where this journey will go next, but what I do know is for the Daryl Walters show, and I was talking to Kwame about it, is that I want to make sure that each episode, each week, that when you leave the show, that you can take away something, that it would be thought provoking, that it would cause you to treat people differently. It would cause you to have an aha moment and also be entertaining. Because if I do say so myself, I'm a little funny. Okay, I think so. Um, but the direction I want to go starts with me being authentic and true with myself. Hmm. There's so much I could say about it. I have been discriminated against. I have lost jobs. Um, Rejection has been definitely a name of the game. But in this next juncture, I want to be free and I want to take back the power. And maybe this is part of it. Maybe anybody who's out there hearing this is your sign to take back your power. Because when you live in your truth, and not just live in your truth, but stand in your truth, there is something freeing about it and uncomfortable. And everybody's not going to agree with you. And there are some people who are going to look at you and say, oh, girl, oh, honey, it's not that big of a deal. You shouldn't have said anything. I will say this, especially with the Black church. I know there are conversations we don't want to have. And I know a lot of times people don't want to look at my documentary because there are things that they don't want to face in the church. But what I will say is that there are conversations we need to have about the Black church in the Black church because there are people in the Black church who are still suffering silently, who are HIV positive, who are feeling like they are damaged goods and that they don't matter. And I want those people to know that they do matter and that their lives are important. All right. So, whew, we will talk more about this if anybody has questions. Listen, y'all, I want y'all to go over and look at that video. I really want you to watch my documentary and just see all of that because, number one, it's a good documentary. And number two, I think it's a conversation starter that we all need. Church has its place. But as we all know, even when we're in denial, church needs some fixing from the inside out and from the outside in. Kwame, how was that? How we do? I didn't cry too much. I cried a little bit. So I am proud of myself for that. I had to cut it short because I think I would have fallen out. But I hope you all got the gist of this conversation. Thank you all for hearing my heart. Um, I don't even know where this goes from here because I know some people, um, I feel like, listen, y'all, some people are going to get it. Some people are going to dismiss it. But what I really hope is that this encourages you all to live in your truth, and not be ashamed. I really even think with the drinking, I was covering up so much. I was hiding so much because we are taught in the Black community to hide stuff, not to talk about it. Even in the church, we are taught, don't talk about that pastor. Yeah, he got 10 kids out of wedlock. But we're taught to defend the church. And I want you all to see the video, to see the conversation, because the truth is, I am a product of the church. And I know there are other people who have experienced the lack of love from the church or been in a paradox where I'm not getting love from the church. I'm not getting love from my family. I'm not getting love from my friends. I'm not getting love from the gay community. Come on now. Y'all, it's Sophia Wellman, SOFIAWELLMAN. Look her up. There's so many good shows on. There's so many good documentaries. Let me see some of the comments as we come to the close. Thank y'all. You're an incredible human. Kwame, Kyrie, Dr. Holt, all y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you for those kind words. Definitely needed. Definitely appreciated. Whew. Kwame, what else is there? If there's any questions, anything else y'all want to know? Thank y'all. Listen, as coming to a close, do me a favor. Let me see if I can do it. Kwame, can you just put Sophia Wellman in the comments, or Sophia, if you can just put the YouTube link, put your YouTube link in the comments so people can see it. And do me a favor, take that link, share it on your page, share it on your social media. The Black church holds the Miss Catherine and Mr. Charlie spirit and not the divine spirit. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. But you know what? The church is not going to change overnight. And people are not going to change. But what I do hope One, I just feel like a weight's been lifted from me. I really do. And Kwame, thank you for this platform. Sophia, I cannot thank you enough for this opportunity and this platform to share my story, but also you allowed me to start living on another level. And I am forever grateful because the honest truth is, without you, I don't know if I would have had the courage and the fortitude to even step up and share my story and share what I've gone through. And for that, I am forever grateful. Please watch, ask me questions, let me know your thoughts on it. There's two pieces right now, and I believe a third edition will come out later on this year. I could be wrong. I think there'll be one more part or two more parts. I don't know, maybe two more parts. Thank you all again. Whew. It means a lot to me that you all are a part of my show, that you all took the time to even hear me on this. Let me tell you, I have been holding on to this for so long. And I'll say it this way. Yes, I tell my partners, yes, the conversation, all of that stuff. But I hope this frees me because I'm going to go on record and say this. At some point, I want to experience love. I want to experience a relationship where somebody loves all of me, not just a piece of me. I don't mind being fetishized, but I want somebody to love me. But I know that starts with me loving me. And there's many of you out there that got to start loving you. Can we just talk about it? You got to start loving you, whether you're looking for a relationship or not. Take your self-love to another level. Because for some of you, there's something that you're holding on to that you feel ashamed of. You feel like nobody will understand. You feel like if you said it, that people will judge you or look at you harshly. But let me say two things as I come to a close. Also, Sophia said there'll definitely be a third for sure. And let me tell y'all something. I poured my heart out in that documentary. We talk everything from a family abuse, relationships, y'all, this smile, this face, I've been through a lot and I've seen a lot. And I'm so grateful to be on this side of healing. There's a link in the comments, but what I want to say to you all, stand in your truth. Not only stand in your truth, but as my therapist said, authenticity is vulnerability with a risk. And it's time for some of you to share the risk. Talk about your addiction. Talk about your fears. Talk about those things that you think, those deep things, because there's freedom and there's healing in that. All right. That is it, y'all. That has been the beginning of the new Daryl Walters show. I want to say it that way. So I want to thank you all. Listen, if you have a goal, please don't give up. If you have a dream, believe it. And if you have a vision, see it through. I love y'all so much. And I'll see y'all next week. Peace.
The